craft with vision, we speak through art, creating moments that stir the heart. Every post and every stream carries the echo of heaven's dream. From churches near and far we come, different voices united as one, trained and called, prepared to go. Let the light of Jesus show. Killer lights on, kingdom call, answering with cameras and with calls. This is more than just a task, it's a movement, not a mask. Church media, bold and free, we are the eyes the world will see. We craft with vision, we speak through art, creating moments that stir the heart. Every post and every stream carries the echo of heaven's dream. Church media, bold and free, we are the eyes the world will see. We craft with vision, we speak through art, creating moments that stir the heart. Every post and every stream carries the echo of heaven's dream. We are the voice behind the scenes, telling his story through powerful screens. From lens to light, we share his grace. In every shot, we find our place. Lights on, kingdom called, we stand to serve. We give our all, pixels and purpose, hearts aligned, spreading the gospel frame by frame in time. Church media, we rise and shine to lift his name through every line. We craft with vision, we speak through art, creating moments.
Welcome to my live for today. I've been going live every Sunday, 6 p.m. And some of you raised concern about the time and say that maybe that time you're still coming back from church. So I have decided to do it 7 p.m. Then on Mondays, I'll be talking about photography and then video, or the business of photography. We'll be looking at it. Now, today, I want us to look at from cameras to calling. So understanding church media ministry. I probably treated this topic before, but I just want to say, since today is my 7 p.m. session, I want us to have a conversation about the media ministry being a ministry. And so that's what we will do today. I know a lot of us have been trying to get a lot of equipment. Going around the churches in Ghana, and right now, if I ask a question about what you need, I know you're going to say a lot of things. You're going to mention a lot of equipment. So you want expensive cameras. If you have the means, you'll be able to ask for expensive camera switches. You want your live streaming to be one of the best. You want the auditorium, the screen to be there. You want a black background and all of that. But the question I keep on asking myself, does equipment alone create a powerful media ministry? And definitely you all agree with me that it's a no. Okay. So if you read Colossians chapter 3, verse 23, it says that whatever you do, work at it with all your heart as working for the Lord. So our cameras are going to help people see the message. Whatever we do, the live stream we are doing is able to send message to people in their various homes. If it comes to sound, people are going to hear, okay? And I always keep on saying that sound forms mostly about 70% of whatever we are doing. Now, if your sound is bad, your live streaming is not going to be successful. People will drop. Today, I was at our church, e-church, and one way the e-church is helping is to be able to reach people who are not physically present in our auditorium. So the church is able to reach out to them. So that is what we are doing as a media team. And I would like to use this opportunity to thank everybody, those of you who are serving in the media team. I don't know how many of us are being paid. I know some churches maybe employ 1 or 2 people, but we all know that a lot of the media teams across the country, not just in Ghana, everywhere, we rely on volunteers. And it takes a lot of our time. A lot of you have sacrificed your equipment. A lot of churches don't have resources. You've done your best. Even as I'm talking to you right now, if you go to my church, it's not like we have an iPhone dedicated to content creation. Somebody will have to bring the iPhone to be able to do that. Okay. So the first thing I normally say is that we are digital evangelists or missionaries as media team. So the church is now digital. Any church that doesn't want to invest into live streaming may be lacking. Okay, everybody is on social media. Everybody is bringing a message. Everybody is streaming. It doesn't also mean that it's everybody who can do live streaming, but we are able to help the church to share the gospel. So we help spread the gospel to travel far. That's one of the things we do. Today I was with PRWC Trazaco and they bought some new cameras. I even use it. That's what I use on the Gilbert today. It's Sony FS3. These about 2 of them, and then I think they also have FS7. So this is one quality camera that you cannot do without. Yeah. But one thing I know is that when they set it up, one thing they will need is commitment from team members. They need to be disciplined, be committed, okay, before they can be able to come up with something good. So you can have all of this, but your live stream may be bad. I've seen churches who have a lot, and a lot is going on. Okay. So it's very important. Now, excellence comes from preparation. So as a media team, there are certain things you do behind the scene. It's not about recording or able to go live. There are certain things you have to do as a media team. And then this week too, I share a video where I talk about how anytime I want to leave, I still go back to it. And I mentioned that it's a calling. So that's why I say from cameras to calling. And if you understand this, you may never complain. Now let's talk about the first one, which is preparation. Preparation. How do you prepare for service? And today, when I went to PIWC Trazaco, I thought the service was 7 o'clock, so I went very early, before 7. But I realized that there were guys there already. Then they timed themselves. They were doing timer. So I think 15 minutes or so, or 10 minutes to the time. Then they were counting it. I think when it's around 10 minutes, then their leader called them and then they pray. Okay, so that's one preparation. They pray for successful production. It's very important. We are serving a God, and so we must pray. But the preparation I'm talking about here today is checking your equipment and making sure everything is set the day before Sunday. A lot of us don't do it. We put the whole media team on autopilot, assuming that when we come on Sunday, and most of us, our cameras, we will remove them from the tripod and go and keep it somewhere. So you go to church, and the church is starting 8 o'clock, and you have a lot of people coming in late, especially the media team guys. Service starts before live streaming will start after 30 minutes. So it's very important to be prepared. Okay. You have to prepare. It's very important. When you prepare, you see how smooth the service is going to run. And then the morning of your service, you have to be there very early. It's also very important. One thing about me, if you ask my people, if you go to PRWC Atomic and you ask them, they will tell you that if you don't see me in church 30 minutes to the time, it means I'm not coming to church. If you don't see me 30 minutes to the time, it means I'm not coming to church. So it's very important to prepare. Make your slide the pastor is going to use available. Whoever is going to preach, make sure you get the name, you prepare your lower text. All of that should be ready. I also mentioned that a lot of us buy switches and we don't make maximum use of it. So it's very important to do that. One other thing that we have to also understand is training is very important. How do you train your team? I have been going around a lot of churches, and I don't know how come sometimes the attitude of some of our media heads, they feel like they know everything. And so they just allow everything to run in a certain way. Now, my church choir those days, I was always complaining because I felt like they were not doing their best, okay? And then one of our apostles came in to bring in somebody to pay them pay the person to come and train the choir for 6 months. So this person was being paid to come and train the choir. Today, when I went to each church, it's the same choir that was ministering today. And I was so surprised. The change, everything just changed all of a sudden. This is a team that was doing things their own way. But once they bring in somebody, the person is able to change it. So that's why I'm going to be talking about training. Training is very important. And one thing I realized is that familiarity sometimes becomes part of our groups, especially media team. So I know, Andy there, I know Andy. So if I come to tell you, do this way, you may not take me serious. You may not take me serious. If I said I'm doing training and I say, after church, let's meet, you may not take me serious. But if you bring somebody outside the church, so those days I remember my church, every year we have some training plans that we bring people to just come and talk to them. Sometimes it's not about showing them how to use camera, no. Sometimes the team is good already. You just need to bring somebody to come and talk to them. They should have certain understanding, okay? So that's what we were doing. We've done it severally. So training is very important. I've seen a lot of media teams just use the same people they are using every time. There is no plan to train new members. And when new members join, there is no plan how to onboard them. Okay. So it's one of the things we will have to look at. Then the third one is teamwork. The work cannot be done by you alone. So if somebody takes the video, somebody must edit. Okay. Somebody takes the picture, somebody must edit. There is a switcher, there is somebody who is directing. Teamwork. Now, if your team don't respect each other and have that kind of understanding to know that the media is a ministry, a lot of issues are going to be happening within the media team. I have experienced it before. And in my media team, I was part of the executive, but issues came up. I was quickly removed. I mean, if it were to be you, would be very angry. And so that's why I did a video that last time mentioning that, you see, I had an issue. I told myself, let me forget about it. But when I went to church, I was still able to work. So I go to church and I shoot. It was such a relief for me at a point, and it opens doors for me. So the media things you see me do these days that I have the flexibility to go to other churches and all of that. If I were still to be in that executive position, I will not be able to do it. But God opens door for me. And a lot of you even here knows me when I come to your church. Mostly when I go, they say, oh, this. I mean, it was just from that time that God opened this door, give me ideas and all of that. And here I am today. So anything that happened, know that your work is for God. Continue to do it. If you don't have to do it there, do it anywhere you want to do it. But make sure you don't give up. Then our communication, how do we talk to each other? It's also very important. Okay. Then commitment. Commitment. How are you committed to the media team? Will you be able to sacrifice your camera for the media team? I know sometimes it's hard. Sometimes you do it for a very long time and you probably have given up. Okay. So that is also very important. Now, I'll go back to the preparation and then do some checklist layout. Okay. So the first thing is that you have to test your cameras and make sure your batteries are charged. Make sure they are working. The sound. So when I'm talking about sound, I sometimes laugh because sound is something everybody struggles with. The sound guys will tell you that we've sent you the feed is coming, or the feed is coming, they are so sure. But from your end, you know that the sound is not coming. So last 2 weeks, Dr. Clark invited me to a program where I talk about collaboration between the sound guys and the media guys. And what I said is that now the production we do is going live. So it's not like those days that you have sound separately and, video separately. All of them are going to be consumed by the people online at one. So if your video is going, your sound is bad, they will be shouting. Okay? So sound is very important. Then our pastors confirm if they have slides. I remember my church when I was in that position, I've done a very nice document when we should receive slide from any other person that you want us to project and all of that. The idea is to be able to have all these things ready so that if we want to animate them, do anything with it, we can do it before the Sunday. But what do you see? Since we didn't work on it, you see people just bring announcement last minute. And when it's not projected, then it's an issue. So make sure you confirm. The other one I want to talk about that a lot of us don't do is our live stream checking if sound is good, if internet is good, if the stream is actually reaching the right people that we were trying to send it to. A lot of us don't do it. It's true. We don't. We actually don't. You should have even a separate place, not even the media or the control room, somewhere that somebody can be there and monitor the sound. The first thing is to check the sound that is coming to, if the sound is going live. Then secondly, somebody have to check the online. Now, what is going to happen is that anytime sound will go off, it's easy for you to talk to your team quickly to resolve it. You don't wait for people to start saying no sound, no sound. And I think this is one issue I've seen with a lot of stream, a lot. Even my church, it happens. All the big churches, it normally happens. Sound. So please, these are some of the things you can do beyond just capturing. Okay. And then communicate with your leadership. There is a video I wanted to do. I'll post it separately. And I always say that just imagine if our church members engage with our content. Just imagine the interaction from our members, how our video will be pushed. But it doesn't happen. A lot of our members actually don't even go and like our videos when we post the short ones. You'll see only a few, and it will be the same people all the time. So communicate with your leadership. If there is the need for them to even announce to people to go and like, follow, you have WhatsApp groups. They should be able to communicate with them. Okay. So everything should be done in a fitting and ordinary way. Now, it's also very important, as I mentioned, prayer is supposed to be part of us. Yes, I know there are things that are technical, but it's not everything that should be technical. Let your light shine before others. Okay. So try and pray. And then don't just stick to what you do as a media team for your church. Watch others, what others are also doing. What are they also incorporating? Okay. So what are some of the responsibility of a media team? Media team members must be spiritually sensitive. I know a lot of you will fight me on this. And then technically prepared is very important. If you know you are the busy type and you cannot direct, don't do it. For example, if you see me, I know how to direct. I know the right shot to call for, but sometimes I don't switch unless there's nobody there. Then I do it. I will let somebody who doesn't even know to switch to be there so that I tell the person what to do, than for me doing it, because there are times I may be lost in terms of other technical issues. So there's no sound coming. You have to check. You have to check online and all of that. Okay. Then you always have to keep learning. Just 2 days ago, I've paid for a course on AI, just to go and learn AI. Every day I'm watching a video to learn something new. Why do you think I come here to talk about so many things? It's because I keep on learning. It's because I am researching. So sometimes when I post video and people come and direct and talking a lot, I sometimes just laugh. I don't want to talk about it because I have really gone in to do my research and done a lot of reading about it. So you have to always keep on reading. You have to always keep on. There's a lot of switches coming almost every day. Equipment are coming every day. There's a kind of competition. If you don't study, you think what you are doing is the best when others have better equipment and doing well. Use whatever gifts you have received to serve others as a media team member. So, as I mentioned, continue to learn, continue to improve, continue to grow. Okay? It's very important. And then serve faithfully. Because your reward is not with man, it's with God. Some of us know what this work we've been doing. I have been doing this for almost 15 years. And I know what I am getting from it. I don't have to rely on my church to pay me to know what I'm supposed to do or the blessing that comes with it. No, not at all. Okay. So one of the questions you have to ask yourself is, what skill do you want to improve this year? I told myself this year I'm going to learn sound engineering. I have an idea about sound. I do my own basic sound, but I want to go deep into it. And I've started looking at some things online. And I just need somebody physically. I will go and just short time I should be able to know it. What are you adding to yourself this year? What value are you adding to the media team? What role are you playing in your church media team? How does it add value to the media team? Are you the type that is just sitting and watching the rest that they should do it? They think they know. And most of the time, we have some of us who have the skill, and we feel like, oh, those people they are always doing this. They are always like this. They should do it. But you have the skill. Your gift. How is your gift helping others? How is your gift helping others? Others go and sing. Others go and play instrument. Others do a lot in the house. You have decided that you want to be part of the media team. So you must give your all. You must give your gift. I know it's not easy. It takes a lot of our time. Sometimes you go to church early and you'll be the last to leave. I was one time trying to even put in a measure where when we close from church, we will wait behind, edit the pictures, do the short videos, make sure we finish everything before we go home. And I believe that people still do it. When you go to my place, I've been seeing some of the guys stay behind to make sure they post videos and all of that. If you want to do it, just do it nicely and correctly, once and for all. Okay. So I want this question to be in your mind this week. That what skill do you want to improve this year? What skill? Sometimes you have to go the extra mile to even go and pay and learn. Last week I had a lady here learning how to use the gimbal. And I told her that the best place to learn how to effectively use this gimbal is when you go to church and use it at church. And that is what improved my able to handle gimbal, wide, close, and all of that. And one thing a lot of us don't know is that when you do it well, you be perfect in it. I know some of us are already good in some of these things. I know some of us are already good. But when you do it consistently. One other thing that helped me, especially with my church, let me share my experience with you. Our church, when it comes to graphic work, those days I was doing graphic for my church. And you can do your graphic design, and then they will tell you that the text should be very big, it should be bold, and somebody, and especially if it's shared with a lot of people, somebody who have no idea about design will come and say, oh, the text is so bright in the background. Somebody say my picture is looking like I'm an old man, and all of that. And it taught me a lot of lessons. If I'm going to complain, I will complain. If I'm not going to do it, I will not do it. But I decided to do it. And what it helped me is that even in my own business, I've been able to develop patience. So they make all the comments. And one thing I also like doing is that I will defend some of them. Some, if I see that it's going to spoil my design, I will defend it. I will let you know that, no, this, I will give you reasons. Then I will make sure you understand my reasons. But there are some, once they say change it, you have to change it. And over time, I was able to develop that kind of patience for people, even with my work. If you are here, you've ever done graphic work for church, you understand what I'm saying. It's, it's one of the It's one of the areas if you don't have the heart, the patience. See, there is an event in 2 months, and they will bring you a design and tell you that they need it urgently. Then you've done it. The design will be with them for 1 month. A week to the event, they will come and tell you that they have to do this correction. You finish the correction, then you've seen somebody posting what you sent initially. You see it going around, and you have also done the correction. And you ask, how did they share this? If you don't have the heart for it, you may not be able to continue the graphic work. They will wait. When you wonder, why 1 week, what do you need the design for again? They will even a day before the program, they still want you to do correction. Okay. I'm not saying some of these things we should just allow it to, but I think sometimes let's also communicate with them on it. And once we're able to do all this, it goes beyond the cameras. You become a better media team for your church. You will be a better person. And your media team is going to be one of the best. Thank you. If there is any question, you can ask me. It can be any question. So, as I mentioned, a lot of you have been sending me a message. I am not able to, because of my business too, which is offering at the side, I'm not able to answer all of them. That's why I'm doing this, so that when you come live, you can ask your questions. Hey, I learned my sound was low. Nobody told me. Okay. So, how best can I get more of the volunteers to do the media work with? That's one difficult aspect of it. You probably expecting a lot of people to come to you and say that, oh, I want to join the media team. That is how it normally works. If you want to get people who have the passion for it, they will naturally come to you. But you can also let the church announce it. That's why I say talk to leadership. They should announce it that, hey, we don't have a lot of people, so they should announce it. Those who are interested should come. And when they come, you should not neglect them. You should give them something to do. When you don't give responsibility to people, they walk away. I can tell you for a fact, my media team, if you go right now, on paper, they are like 100. But it's not the 100 people who do the work. Some just come, and once they are not doing any training and all of that. But sometimes too, the serious one will stay. So the best thing is you announce, you welcome them. When people come, train them, give them work to do. If you don't give them work, they will leave. Please, any affordable video wireless transmitter. Oh, the one I have is 4K. That 4K, how much? I was selling it more than 3.5. But if you have 3K, you can bring it and take it. It's 4K. It's a 4K switcher transmitter. There is one too that I was selling 2,600. I've seen people selling it some ridiculous amount, 3,500. But I was selling it 2,600, but it's not available. So if you're in Italy, I think you can just send me a DM. I'll send you the name. You can look for it. You can just go to our AliExpress and look for it. You'll be able to get some other cheap ones too there. What can I do as a member to keep the media team, to keep the volunteers, even if the media head is not ready to accept them? This media head matter. So I think if you are training them, the media head will not have an issue with you. I don't know why sometimes some of the media heads want to have a say in everything. So it's very important. One thing you have to know is that the church must have a structure for the media team. It's very important. There should be a structure. That is very important. Once there's a structure, there's a media head, there's an assistant. You can get through to assistant to get to the head. There are production heads, uh, technical head. There are a lot of departments. So once you are within and they fall within that area of yours, you can teach them and encourage them to. Sometimes I just sit down and talk with some new members. There is a lady and a guy in my media team right now. When they came, they were really not. I don't think they were really into it. I really sat them down and have a conversation with them. That hey, if you are expecting somebody to teach you, it will be difficult. So push yourself, and they've been able to do that. Does the live stream on YOLO Boss in stream work? It should work. In stream is for Instagram and then TikTok, so it should work. The one I'm using right now is Ultra. This is the Ultra. This is the Extreme. Okay. As for the Ultra, I bought it myself, right? The Extreme was given to me during the Ghana Media Tech Expo. It was given to me, and I think Osego Stream too. They gave me ISO 8. I think after the Ghana Media Tech Expo, a lot of expenses, so I sold that one. But they are sending another one that will be permanently here for those who really want to learn how to use it and know the settings. So that will be in the studio that we will use. My name is Mrs. Simi George Aluku, the wife of evangelist Tonde Aluku, a preacher of the gospel. You are welcome, madam. Welcome to my life. So I go live every Sunday, 7 p.m. But there are times I'll be busy, so I won't. Once you come here, you don't see me, it means I'm not live. And we will be looking at different areas of the media team. I'm going to try and bring others in, especially we will be doing graphic design, we'll do photography. I'll bring a photography expert. I'll also be interviewing some experts. They will join me live. Some of them will join me live. Some of them will come here physically. I also have a lot of them from Nigeria, so I will do it directly to Nigeria, and then they will join me. Okay. Is it okay to put new volunteers on gadgets to start? You can. I mean, so we don't do it on Sundays. What we do is that on midweek service, we ask them to come. For example, main camera. That's the first camera we will introduce to them. Main camera. So on Sunday, one person will introduce them to the main camera and tell them that this is the setting. If you have to zoom in, panning, tilting, and all of that, so you'll be taken through the basic instantly. On Thursday, that's the midweek service, you'll be put on the camera to start. And sometimes people just panic and they run away. But I mean, I think that's the best way. You learn on the job. Because mostly the cameras is the director that will be helping you to do the shot. Okay, with the church, that's how it is. Not like if it's your business that you just ask people to go and take videos without seeing what they are capturing. This one, the director is seeing it and will be able to direct you. Somebody is asking how much is something which I don't. Let me go back and see. Please, how can I let my church understand that they should be responsible for buying the equipment? So you talk to the church leadership, you talk to the pastor, you should have a relationship with your pastor. I remembered my church, we were using a crack software. One of them, we were having Easy Worship already. There are a couple of softwares that it was a crack version we were using. And I wrote to the church to tell them that it's a sin. I have given them detailed explanation, and before we know, they bought a new one. Now, there are some churches who will not prioritize media team. So that is fine, but you must have the conversation. Your media head, how is he sending the message across? The church might understand if they want to be out there. If they don't want to be, fine, then you know that you have done your best. But there are churches who really don't care about it. But those who want, let them know that it is equipment. And sometimes we, the media team guys, when we are budgeting, let's know how to budget. Don't just push everything to them. If you put them in phase 1, phase 2, phase 3, tell them, oh, we buy the first one camera, we buy a switcher. Then you say that, oh, our second phase, we will buy 2 additional cameras. You know, you do it. And for example, our church, even at the time they could have done it, it took one person to buy the thing. Somebody spent almost $11,000 to get the equipment. And when the equipment came, we didn't have a capture card. And I rallied the rest of us to bring money together, and we were able to buy what's the name of there's this black magic capture card, is it presenter? So it has a name. We were able to get it, and now it's easy to get money from the church because they've seen the work we are doing. Okay, so talk to the church leadership, have a meeting with your media head. If you are the media head, please present the budget, put it in phases, let them know that you can start with something. By God's leading, I recently started Kingdom Media Disciple School. That is great. We pray that God use you to change a lot of life. How much is the YOLO boss? The YOLO boss, the extreme is almost like $2,000. So if you're in Ghana, but I don't know how to say it in. So I checked Nigeria recently, and how much was it? 2,000. I'll check. If you are from Nigeria, check camera joint. Just go to Google and check camera joint. They are the suppliers in Nigeria. And so this is still from Mrs. Simi, an initiative focused on discipling believers in media to understand that every media device and digital platform can function as an altar for advancing the gospel. Yes, so that's why I mentioned that we are digital evangelists or missionaries. We are supposed to send the word out. And it's a similar thing I do every Sunday. I go to the churches. Today I was with a church and I sat down with them. I did a shoot with them. I sat down with them and then I had a conversation with them. I raised Kingdom Media Ministers who will not only see media as a tool, but as a spiritual responsibility for spreading the message of Jesus Christ across nations. I have been following your work for some time, and it's encouraging to see the impact you are making. Thank you very much. So today, when I went there, I had a conversation with them. It's just the same thing I treated here today. And I mentioned to them that, I've observed some few things where they will have to, make those corrections, put in the right tools, and they will be able to do well. And I encourage them, teamwork. They should be able to, they were able to come on time. They've started everything on time. They prayed, and I believe everything went fine. Yeah. How can I get Logos AI software? The Logos AI software, I think they are is it a subscription? I have no idea unless I ask the people for you. But I know a lot of people are using it and they say it's good. I haven't tried it yet. I tried one of them. Is it Logos? I think I tried one of them with a sermon one of the days, and it was okay. It was good. So thank you for connecting with me, Mrs. Simi Aloku. If I mentioned the name, well, forgive me if I didn't. Any questions? If you have any other questions, let me see YouTube if there's a question for me. Okay, so there's no much question. So I'll wait for some few minutes. If there is questions for me, I'll answer. The question can be on any other thing that probably you have been trying to reach me and you can't. As I mentioned, every Sunday I'll be live here. If you're a photographer, video, you want to run a business, you can join me Monday every Monday 7 p.m. But if you are church media, 7 p.m. on Sundays. Okay. But if you really want to have a lot of my time one-on-one, I think there is a link in the bio. You have to book for consultation. Okay. And then there are churches too who want me to also run training for their media team. Sometimes it's not just coming to teach them how to use the equipment, but to have a conversation with them to have an understanding, like how Mrs. Simi is doing it. Please, how can I project about 50 meters? So I think you are talking about HDMI. That's one of our biggest challenge. So I don't have anybody here. I've shown you a device. So sometimes I use the HDMI to LAN. There should be somewhere. Okay. So it will convert it to LAN cable. Then you can use it. Sometimes it's not that very smooth, but you get it to go the distance. The other option is to use a converter and use SDI cable. SDI is able to travel far. So you can look at that option. Some of the HDMI cable, they will tell you it is having a booster in the middle, but sometimes it doesn't. What I did recently was I have, the transmitters I was selling, the transmitter itself is having a loop out. So I connected 50 meter to it, then loop it out through 50 meter to, and it's able to, because it's sending, it's like, it's connected here and then it's outputting it from there. Okay, so you can look for some that have booster, but I've used boosters before. Some it works, but mostly it doesn't even last. There are some that are also 100 meters, which is fiber, and they are working. So I've tried the fiber 100 meters before and it works. So you can look at that option too. Please, any recommendation on wireless microphone that can be used for church content? There is tons of wireless microphones. There is Holy Land. There is Rode. This is Rode. This is a simple Rode microphone. Okay. So it's 2. This also comes with the one you can connect with your phone. You can connect this to a camera. There is Holy Land. The Holy Land too, there are some that are cheaper. You can get them. If you're in Ghana with 600, 500 cities, you can get some. This is also another type that you can get. There's Comica. I use Comica and I was so surprised. Comica, sometimes some of these names you don't hear, but Comica, I have Comica one that I'm able to connect from the Misa board and send to my camera, and the sound is always good for the Comica. So the fiber type work best. Planning to work on a media broadcasting van from one church to another. Any recommendation ideas? Planning to be an executive and build it from scratch. Yeah, so that's also a good idea to put into play. One thing I realized about a lot of churches going around is you will have to inform them very early enough, and you should always involve the pastor. The pastor should be aware that you are coming, because sometimes you get there and then it's a whole lot. Sometimes our part of the word is difficult getting this thing done straightforward, because maybe certain things have happened before, so people have that kind of perception. There are churches I go to that, I want to come and shoot with you, and they'll say no. And then they will sack you a whole lot. So yeah, if you have the van, you can just start putting things in it. I don't know how you want to run it. What I was doing was I normally will add a camera, about 3 cameras to the production. And so the challenge I have now is having people to go with me, because the guys I used to go with, they are mostly my workers. And when it happens like that, you have to pay them more. So it's not that easy to finance it. I was financing it myself, but this year in particular, today, Sunday, is the first time I was able to go out. No, I went one. That one is because I know the church. Then this one, I know the church all right. Then I decided to go today. I only went there to use their equipment because I didn't want to use anything from my side, because it's business. You don't have your guys around to help you, especially on Sunday. I'm trying to see if I can build volunteers to be able to help. It's a whole lot. Now, volunteers, people who want to even help you, they want you to pay them. At least it's something you are doing for free. So, please, how can I get a headset for my camera, guys? So, there are a lot of headsets. The last time I posted the Synco S Talk 5, it's high. It's if you check the price, it's quite high. If you think you are on a budget, you can look for the walkie-talkie ones, those ones that you press. My church, we've used it for so many years before they bought the Synco. It still work. I mean, you still hear the director telling you to switch to change your whatever shot you are doing at the time. So you will still hear. It's just that sometimes the noise in your ears will be too much. But I mean, if you are on a budget, you can get that one. But if you have money, if your church have money, please, I would recommend that you get the S-Talk. Especially those ones comes with noise cancellation. So if you put the noise cancellation on, they will not be able to hear others. Sometimes it's irritating and it's annoying when Fed, your question, how can I get good sound from Misa? I don't think I've gotten the question, but let me try answering. So you want to get a good sound from your Misa, that's the soundboard. So, for example, for me as a business, what I did was to look for a switcher, which is a Rodecaster. Those days I wasn't even using Rodecaster, so I have even the Rodecaster Pro that is over here. A lot of you too, you can get sound card. You will need a good audio interface. But what I normally will look for is to buy a switcher that is even more of SNR, so that when I pick the sound from the soundboard, it just goes into it. Sometimes the challenge is when they are playing music and all of that. Now, there is a lot of fake sound cards in the system. Just this week, somebody bought a fake sound card. It wasn't even appearing. But this is Scarlett Focusrite. And it was a fake device. So we have to return it because we sent it to the guy. The guy put it in his machine. He wasn't showing and all of that. Sometimes you can just look at it, look at the color. People are able to explain that this is fake. Okay, so I am using either the Rodecaster video and it's giving me good sound. I'm using the Pro 2. You can get a good sound card, but make sure the sound card you are getting is good. And then some switches. If you take, for example, AV Matrix, the Osego Stream, the Duet A2, they have done the SNR port, so you can actually pick sound from the board. The issue is that some switches are not able to process sound very well. Okay, that's why you need the interface. So make sure you get a good one. If you don't get the correct one, your sound may even delay. Okay. Please, what advice will you give to a media head that like to do everything? There is time for everything, okay? Just imagine if I were to be doing everything in my church all this while. And now that I have to go to other churches to do things, then I'll just make the whole church handicap. Right? It's just not right. I understand that some of you also struggle to get people to train. So you have to do everything. Some of you, when you don't go to church, that's the end. I mean, if I don't go to church, I have a lot of guys there who can do the work. And I have trained some of them. One thing I use for my media team a lot is that I actually adopted a lot of them, trained them during my office, like at my office. So a lot of the guys over there, majority of them, the ones that are good, they probably have come to my office to run through a training. They've been with me for some time. They've seen, so they can do more than even just the church live streaming and all of that. So quite a number of them. A lot of them also associate themselves with me. We go around. So these days, if there's some extra hands that I need, sometimes I call on some of them because I've trained them and they are quite good. So you can, as a media head, please, it's very important. Training. If you want to be a good leader, a mark of a good leader is to leave the scene and with confidence that people are going to do the things you've been doing. Okay, I can leave my church forever, and I'm sure the guys there will do it. And I'm praying that whoever is there, or when they are also there, they should be able to train others to take over from them. That is a mark of a good leader. If you are a leader and you cannot train people, if you are not there, then nothing can happen. Then Charlie, you have an issue. You should reevaluate your life. Okay, unless genuinely you don't have people to train. If you don't have people to train, that's fine. I am my husband's media partner. He's an evangelist, and that goes to one church to another to minister. Okay, so that will also give you the opportunity to have an interaction with the media team. So help us God. Yes, so help us God. So help us God. As I mentioned, there have been countless times that I probably want to give up. When we started media team, I mean, things were doing adding up. Like, I have to send my whole system unit power. There's power issue. My whole system unit sport. They wanted to buy. So no, they shouldn't. We should concentrate on getting something for the church. Lot of frustrations. Yeah, but today I can stand somewhere and say that, oh, we have been part of this media team. I have been part of when it started. I ran a lot of training. I had a lot of time on my hand. I ran a lot of training, and it probably not where I probably would expect it to be, but it's cool. The guys are doing well. They are doing well for themselves. I've seen a lot of them even doing their own thing every time. So let me pick. I think there's a last question on. We have an analog mixer and are currently using the Azasoo Stream Duet. How do we get clear sound from the sound board? Sound is really terrible at the moment. Yeah. So, okay, if it's an analog mixer, it doesn't mean you shouldn't get a good sound. One thing you have to be sure is that the sound that is coming to you is good, right? If the sound guy is giving, see, I've gone to some local churches, some small mixer, and we're able to use that sound to stream. Okay. Now the challenge probably is the sound going into the Azasoo stream. It uses the 3.5 pin. Sometimes when you convert it, you don't get it. It's probably not able to process the sound at that level. So I think you should look at sound card and monitor the sound and see if it's okay. Okay. If it's okay. I made a statement that sometimes if you have money, there are some issues that can be solved. Unfortunately, the Rodecaster video is quite expensive, right? It's very expensive. So if you have money, you probably buy those devices, but you don't. So you can look for a sound card. Even Rode is having what we call A1 sound card. It's very small. That one I may be able to connect it to my phone and it works. So you can get that one from analog. Doesn't mean, but there are people who are using a lot of people using analog. They get a good sound. So just get a sound card. Now, if you are buying the sound card, look for a genuine store to buy it from. Us this week I had a complaint, and from the consultation I have done, it's as if they've bought more than 10 sound cards since they've started the media team. 10. And every time it will be blown. So I don't know. We've had a conversation about it, and I am going to do my recommendation in terms of what they should use. And probably I will let them use they've used sound card and it's not working, so I'll let them use the Rodecaster and see. They are able to do that. Please, what's the best setting for VMA's live stream? My video have been lagging. Sometimes the lagging have to do with your laptop. Okay. Your lagging have to do with so check your laptop and change your laptop. Sometimes the laptop is not, if it's lagging, and it's lagging serious, sometimes the laptop. But apart from that, you should be able to, and then if you are using capture card, check your capture card. It's not the Chinese one that maybe after 2 weeks is gone. So check that one. Okay. But in all, I think sound is one of the difficult things about live streaming. Sound is one of the difficult things. And because of that, I normally invested in, you see this Rodecaster Pro 2. I have the Rodecaster Video. That one, when I'm using it, I don't need to use this, but I use this when I'm using the YOLO Boss. Okay. There's a question about YOLO. Your YOLO Boss Extreme, did it come with the cage and antenna when you bought it? No. As I mentioned, I didn't buy this device. So these are some of the benefits I am getting from the work I've been doing. So I've been, I bought the YOLO Boss Pro and then the Ultra. I sold the Pro some time ago and then bought the Ultra, and I have done a lot of videos on it. And so when they saw the videos, we had an interaction with the CEO and all of that. And he just asked them to send me a unit. So they sent a unit, and then this camera, the webcam at the top here. Let me see if I can do some changes on the. It's a little dark, right? So you can go in and do something about the brightness. Yeah, so this is a webcam actually. The one you are seeing here right now is a webcam. And so they sent me this one too, to also review it. And I use it sometimes. So yeah, I didn't buy it. But when you buy it, it won't come with the cage. But the antenna, it comes with these antennas. But the cage, frankly speaking, the cage is almost like $200. Almost. If you check AliExpress, it's almost like $200. Okay, God bless you, Simon. I know you're also doing a lot when it comes to the media team. We pray God strengthen you. My contact is always in my DM. I say my DM, my bio. There's a lot of link. When you go there, there's a link tree there. You'll be able to get it. So your capture card doesn't support certain resolutions. So just message me. I'll send you a list of some capture cards. Sometimes just buy the switcher, because the correct capture card I will recommend for you, sometimes they are like 2,000, 3,000. So you can even get a switcher from it. So I think Dewin, somebody is giving you a few tips over there. So check your capture card. Make sure your internet is good. Your capture card can also, if it's not correct one. I made my guys contact you for a device you were selling, but didn't hear from you. Oh, the only thing I'm selling is the wireless transmitter. If you see any other thing I advertise here, then it's probably not from me. But they should get in touch. I don't know exactly what they want. Okay, the one we were using before getting a switcher was like 3,000. Yeah, so a correct capture card, like is it Megawall, all of those ones, they are quite expensive. A Gato and all of that, they are quite expensive. So, Drew, tell me, hey, my wife wanted to call me Drew. Drew, tell me about this microphone you are using. So this is Rode pod mic. So it's just from Rode. There's another version which is higher than this. That one comes with Type-C, so you can connect that one directly to your PC and you are good to go. So just go and look for Rode pod mic. This surely will come first. But there's another one which is black or white. It's quite bigger. You should try it. I think I would tell Rode to send me one of those ones. Let me use it in the studio here. Okay, thank you very much. I think I have done 1 hour. I'll come your way next week at the same time, 7 p.m. I will try and put out the topic early enough. Then we'll see what we'll be able to do on that day. Hey, please let me ask. what camera are you using for this, please? So this is Canon R. It's over there. It's on 70 to 200, so the quality is going to be higher, right? So yeah, that is it. This one is the webcam, as I mentioned. The one that is on now is the webcam. Hello. And then, as I mentioned, you can replicate the main camera. So I'm going to crop it for you to see right now. So you see I crop it, and now one camera I'm able to crop it. I can get different angles from it. If I want to talk about everything, we will not be able to live today. So thank you all for joining the live today. See you next week.
That stir the heart. Every post and every stream carries the echo of heaven's dream. From churches near and far we come, different voices united as one, trained and called, prepared to go. Let the light of Jesus show. Killer lights on, kingdom call, answering with cameras and with calls. This is more than just a task. It's a movement, not a mask. Church media, bold and free. We are the eyes the world will see. We craft with vision, we speak through art, creating moments that stir the heart. Every post and every stream carries the echo